Hey guys, I'm Jeff Martinez from the Track Shack.
I'm Alex Morrow with Resolute Running. Jeff, the subject today is sweat. It's summertime, it's hot. You know, you get out on a long run and by mile 5, 6, 7, you're soaking wet. Your shoes are squishing. Everything you own is wet. Well, you know, we spend a lot of money on fabrics, running shorts and skirts for the women and tech shirts and great socks. And we spend good money on these for a reason because they enhance our performance and they make running more enjoyable. Well, how do we make them last?
Yeah.
That's kind of the key. Sweat is detrimental to running clothes. So let's start with you. When you come in from a run, you're soaking wet. What's the first thing you do to take care of your clothes?
Well, luckily I have a basement, which is nice. So when I come in, I bought one of those hang dry racks.
Yeah.
And so the very first thing is I take my shirt and shorts off and my socks off and I put them on the little hang dry rack. So they're not sitting somewhere with all that moisture in them, and that's what causes that stink to get in. And once it gets in, it's not coming out.
And a lot of people don't realize that you need to hang dry your clothes while they're wet with sweat and not just after you wash them.
Yep.
All right, so now your clothes are drying out. How do you wash them?
Well, we carry a product from Penguin that's called Sports Wash, and it's a little less harsh on the fabric, so it helps keep its effectiveness for a longer period of time.
Gotcha.
And you got to use that from day one with new stuff. So it's not like you can put a 20-year-old pair of shorts that have been stinking forever in there. And
magically fixed.
Yeah, it's not going to work that way. But if you use it regularly on these fabrics, it actually helps them last a lot longer.
Gotcha. And after they're done washing, we actually recommend you hang your clothes up to dry again. It's a lot less abrasive, but I understand people may be pressed for time or don't have the space.
Including socks.
Including socks especially. You can dry them. We tell folks don't stick those dryer bounce sheets in there.
Yeah.
It's another thing that's just gonna mess up the fabric on your clothes.
Yep.
So you let them dry out, you've washed them, you let them dry out again, they're ready for wear again, but let's talk about the bread and butter, our shoes. What are you doing about that?
Well, after those long runs, especially when at the end of it, it's just like you ran in the rain,
Nasty,
basically.
yep, squishing.
What I do is I'll take the insole out. That actually helps air out the entire shoe, especially the insole and in between the insole and the shoe itself. And then I'll stuff it with newspaper. That newspaper absorbs all that moisture, gets it out of the fabric a lot quicker. Or I'll put it on, in front of a box fan or put it on top of an air conditioning
Just
vent.
airflow, okay.
Yeah, just to get them to dry out a lot quicker. So.
That makes sense. And the next morning you wake up and you go to get your shoes and you pull those newspaper out and they're still wet. What do you do?
Well, I have a different pair of shoes. So I tell folks, alternating shoes obviously is good for a lot of reasons, but that one reason is just for that. I guess just for the convenience of it.
Sure.
So you don't have to run in a wet pair of shoes. So
Sure.
another good reason to have a second pair.
And I think having those dry shoes will, keep the longevity of those shoes going, so it keeps them going for a long time.
Last thing I need is another excuse to not get out the door.
Absolutely right.
Yeah.
Well, there's a quick few tips on what to do with your fabrics. If you do these things, they'll last forever.
Yep.
It's not so bad if you buy a $50 pair of shorts and you wear them for 5 years.
Yeah.
It's actually a good deal. Unless you have anything else?
No, man, I'm all good.
All right, guys, enjoy your runs. We'll see you next week.